What else? What is it from, a small business owner or marketer? What interests you about banking?
Nothing.
Then what do you want to know about banking?
I mean, what's so interesting to me, I think, and I think would be interesting to other people who are outside of banking, business owners, investors, strategic partners, even consumers, right? To some degree, is where finance is going, right? Like, as I'm consuming content on podcast and YouTube and other places, I'm finding lots of people who are becoming the expert on blockchain, NFT, cryptocurrency investing, and I'm starting to build sort of a network, both locally and virtually, of people that I look to that are further down the road than I am. So I think that that's interesting to hear it from a bank CEO perspective of where banks fit into that and what truth should be garnered from it. Because I think that it's like, I don't know, I don't want to speak for other people, but I think as just a lay person on the outside, banking is old, right? And the new way is crypto. But it's not necessarily that simple, because I don't know where this will land in people's, how much they've listened to prior to this, but as you were mentioning, how transactions are still made in order to buy something on the blockchain, there's still banks involved. So I think that the layperson doesn't know.
Well, then too, crypto, for all its benefits, there are plenty of flaws to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, protection, where's the protection that once you pay someone in crypto and you didn't get your product or service, you have no intermediary to go to,
right?
For that payment side. Now, if you're dealing with a business and, now you have court of law, I gave you X for Y. Mm-hmm. We had a verbal contract, you're going to have to then sue them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to use a credit card, write a check, you've got some intermediary immediate things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I was defrauded. There's consumer protection on accounts. There's a lot of consumer protection laws that banks end up eating a lot of the cost, but you have a lot more consumer protection.
Mm-hmm.
Ton. There is no consumer protection in the crypto world. You're going to have to sue.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have the means to go after?
Right.
But on the flip side, if you're a manufacturer and you're selling goods, you do away with that fraud. Because once you receive that cryptocurrency, they can never pull it back. They can't claim fraud.
Right.
They can't dispute it. Next thing you know, the money's wiped away from your merchant account, away from your bank account. Mm-hmm. You call your bank, say, hey, I had $2,000 settlement. I sold this piece of furniture. I accepted the credit card. And the credit card company said, yes, but hey, that was from a stolen identity. I don't know. I took the card number down. I took the passcode. I took the address. I took everything you told me to do. But now I'm out that $2,000 and I already shipped my material, so I'm out my product.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ended up selling to a completely fraudulent person. You had no idea,
right?
Because you got defrauded.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no protection for a lot of businesses in regards to payments.
Mm-hmm.
So crypto does the opposite. It protects, the seller, because you're not going to send that product or that service until you get paid.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, eventually if there was a hybrid approach or
see, that's the thing that,
but then, who would I send crypto to, or what would I be willing to buy? It's going to be a known company or somebody that I've dealt business with in the past, so that I'm going to risk that and say, yep. Here it is.
So that Coinbase and these other platforms, right? That those become the intermediaries of,
or could envision it into where banks play more of an active role as far as the process of blockchain technology.
So they become relevant.
I can see a world where banks are hosting the wallets.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, you asked me what would I want to hear about or see. I think that's it. Like I don't hear that perspective out there. Okay. We're not talking about that. I mean, everything I hear is, butterflies and rainbows, and you make a ton of money doing this or that or the other. You hear all the upside, but you don't hear about the protection, liability or the fraud.
Yeah.
I don't hear about any of that, and I think that there are a lot of people experiencing that and have experienced that, but they're not talking about it because there's not a voice for that yet. It's so new that everyone wants to talk about how to get in.
Oh, the fear of missing out.
Right.
I mean, that's what it is. But
so I think that's timely, that conversation, especially from a bank CEO, someone who's running. And
I think the ultimate creation of crypto wasn't intended for, necessarily stored value and speculation and, hedging. I mean,
no,
I don't think it was created. It was created so I can then pay peer-to-peer goods and service, not have anonymity. There's no dispute in the transaction, and that it's available for all to see.